the Green-Eyed Girl podcast, Feminist Utopia. Today, it's episode 1. We're talking girl boss energy. So I was going to come gently and quietly into this whole sphere and start talking about things, but I start watching podcasts and I see these videos on YouTube, and frankly, I just had to jump in and start saying what I needed to say. What comes to mind to you when you hear someone say, I have that girl boss energy? Because to me, you're a Mary Kay consultant, you're a Beachbody coach, you work with men, but they hate you. They can't stand you. You read tarot cards for a living or some other BS something, but you want to act like you're the most amazing thing in all of life. You're not. You actually have an overinflated sense of ego, and feminism is entirely corrupt. If you're sitting around saying we live in the patriarchy, but I'm a girl boss, you have gone asininely wrong. For someone who actually works in an industry with all men and has since I finished college, my entire career has been with men. And if I came in there with hashtag girl boss energy, I would have gotten laughed out of every room. You need to have some professionalism. You need to have decorum. You need to go into rooms and comport yourself with dignity. So we're going to take a look at a couple videos, and I'm going to analyze them and review them and give you my thoughts. And I hope that it makes you look at situations slightly differently and gives you a better opportunity to understand how to behave yourself if you're a woman. And men, if you encounter women like this, I'm sorry, there's really nothing I can do to stop them other than sit here and try to tell them how not to be that guy. So first, we have these videos of these girls that dance in the office.
Gen Z boss and a mini! Gen Z boss and a mini! Itty bitty titties and a bob! Itty bitty titties and a bob! 5'3" and an attitude! 5'3" and an attitude! Secret product in a trench! Secret product in a trench! New friend green and a sneaky link! New friend green and a sneaky link! Fake 10 hands and a hoop! Fake 10 hands and a hoop!
Girls, if this is you, stop dancing for TikTok at your place of business. If you're gonna dance on TikTok, go home. Go home and do it. Do it in your personal time. Gen Z boss in a mini. If these are the women you're working with, you're a friend. You're not acting as a boss. You're not doing your due diligence and actually managing any situations. And if you behave like this, I don't actually have any rhyme or reason to think that you could comport yourself with any kind of decorum in a professional situation. My guess would be the girls that do this kind of thing, it's their own little startup thing and they're pretending like they have some kind of power that, grand scheme, they're really not in competition with anyone, so they can act like this. Now, if they do actually work with other humans, and I have seen videos like this where there's a man sitting in the background who looks like he wants to put his face through a plate glass window, please grow up. Please. This is not how you behave professionally, A. And B, what are you wearing? Is this what is professional business wear now for women? Because no, just no. We'll circle back to fashion another day. Don't dance for TikTok at your place of work. If you want a girl boss energy and be amazing and your entire career is actually your TikTok channel, awesome. Go do that over there. But if you want to be taken seriously in any kind of professional situation, that counts negative in your total. If I ran across one of these women and I was told that I actually had to do business with them, I wouldn't be able to take them seriously. And I've worked with many female-owned businesses in my tenure. So not only do I work with men, but I happen to work in very male-dominated industries. I've been in automotive and construction for a very long time. I have worked and been forced to work with female-owned companies because female-owned companies don't actually have to compete in the market. In automotive and construction, there are tax breaks for using X number of female-owned businesses in your daily. So female-owned businesses don't actually have to compete. Now, I tell stories all the time. There's one business that I'm not going to name because I've been asked to try to keep my professional life as far out of this as possible without naming names. But there is one company, and the woman who owns it is exceptional. She shows up. She knows everything about what she's doing. She's incredibly professional. And she gets the job done. And she gets it right the first time. Every other female-owned business has significantly let me down because they don't have to compete. But because they have so much business, the women sit around and do this kind of nonsense and say, hashtag girl boss. It makes me ill. Absolutely ill. Stop. Just stop. So the next two I have to show are, and I don't mean to pick on Marjorie Taylor Greene because I actually like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I agree with her stances on things. I just don't like the way that she behaves in the atmosphere that she's in. In both of these situations, these women are literally on your tax dollars. So if you're running around saying hashtag girl boss and you actually are making money doing things, this is what your tax money's paying for. And you should absolutely be ashamed of this. This is not how you go when you can hear the exasperation in the men's voices. If you want to know where the feminist movement went wrong, it's this. Okay? I'll explain in another podcast how we don't in fact live in a patriarchy anymore, but it is in fact a matriarchy. And this is what goes to show for it.
Do you know what we're here for? Do you know we're here about
just
AG?
I don't think you know what you're
President?
here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you're
think
still
your
stuck in the
fake eyelashes
courtroom.
are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history.
regain
That's
order
beneath
of your
you.
committee?
Order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you
meeting
attack
will
the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings hurt?
her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play. with
Baby
me.
girl?
We're gonna,
I don't think
we are going to
so.
move, and we're going to take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
So, you agree to strike your words?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
needs to
recognizes
apologize. No. She
Perry.
needs to apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well, then
seconds.
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Come
a
on.
part
I'm
of the.
trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman,
I didn't.
motion to
I had
strike
no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
I-
said
You
that.
just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so
You
you don't
just
want to
voted to do
Say
it.
you're gonna get
Order,
Marjorie
order.
on
I'm
the
trying to
lead.
get
Okay.
clarification.
Look it, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna-
recognized.
That's the equivalent of a middle school girl fight at lunch. Okay? Taylor Greene started this. By just being petty for no reason. But our tax dollars paid for a 3-way middle school girl fight in the House of Representatives. These are the people we actually put forward in this country to represent our values and our stances in life. And they had a middle school girl fight because, girl boss, we go in there and we rock it every day in heels. Who cares if someone is wearing fake eyelashes? Who cares if someone dyes their hair? Lord knows I do. Why are we yelling about it on the taxpayers' dime? What are we doing? What does this... you've been elected, you've been paid, you've been put forward, not just to represent the people who elected you to be there, but to represent the values of the United States of America on a global front. Sit and we're gonna fight about dyeing our hair and wearing fake eyelashes on the taxpayer's dime? Are you insane? Have you lost your mind? None of them come from where I come from. Thankfully, I didn't elect any of these bimbos. And yes, I use the term bimbo, not because I think they're stupid, but because I think their behavior is reprehensible. No reason to go and behave this way anywhere, ever. Personal life, don't act like this as a grown woman. Even if you're not in a professional atmosphere, you're not trying to compete, you're not trying to do it. Can we grow up, women, please? Please, can we grow up and stop acting like we never left middle school? You're gonna go and you're gonna just talk about, oh, I have all this girl energy. I'm a girl boss. I do important things. So don't behave like this in your personal life, but certainly do not behave like this, especially if you have other women looking up to you, people whose values you represent on a national scale, and a country to represent on a global scale. The week this all went down, I guarantee you every leader in the world was laughing. And every country that is actually a serious country, because clearly we're not anymore, looked at us and said, oh, they got that girl boss energy. Wonder how that's going to go in a hostile takeover situation. Not very well. Not well at all. And again, I don't mean to just pick on MTG too much, but she did have another one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Oh.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Burst their bubble. Wow, that's too bad.
I think it's clear and obvious for everyone watching this hearing today that Hunter Biden is terrified of strong conservative Republican women because he can't even face my words as I was about to speak to him. What a coward.
Men aren't scared of you. They're not scared of your words. They don't give a flying crap that you're a woman. And the truth is that people who truly have a healthy fear of someone, they don't just up and leave. What this shows me is the way she comports herself in these situations means absolutely no one has respect for her. Absolutely zero. Zero respect. And frankly, I don't even blame Hunter. Because if that's the response, and you feel the need to throw the woman part in there, what? No one cares. No one cares that you're a woman. I've heard it 1,000 times. Well, I can do what you do, but I do it in heels. No. You know what? I wear the same boots to work that the men I work with do. You know why? Because it's way harder to actually do a job, keep your mouth shut, stop bragging about being a woman, and hang up the flipping heels. Well, I can do it and I can look cute. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because if you have to brag in that kind of way, you contributed nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hunter Biden's not scared of Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's had conservatives coming at him all day in the course of that, and frankly, he doesn't care. And your mean words aren't going to hurt anybody. Stop talking like a child. Absolutely, blatantly absurd. To truly be in business and to be respected, you have to go in and you have to be a professional. You actually have to compete. Show up every day to be exceptional at what you do and let your work show. Let your work show. Where I work right now, I have me and I have a guy who, very similar personality type, we do the same job in two different areas. That thought never crosses my mind of, well, I do the same thing you do, but I do it with makeup on. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I show up every day to be the very best at what I do. To make sure the people that work for me get what they need to do the very best job humanly possible. That is a universally applicable rule. It's what men do every day. And men, they'll beat each other down. You get a guy around that brags about what a great job he does and how he's awesome, I guarantee you he is the weak link on the team. So if you come in with your girl boss energy and, oh, we're going to do this cute dance, please know that not a single person will ever take you seriously in your life. Show up every day to do what you do to the very best of your ability, and your gender stops mattering. I'm not a hashtag girl boss. I'm simply a boss. I'm a boss, and I show up every day because that's my job. And it's hard. It's not easy. But I show up every day to be the very best I can absolutely be. No dances, no bragging about, oh, but I can do it in heels. The truth is, if I actually have to break down and I actually have to do manual labor, it's difficult. It's more difficult for me as a woman than it is for a man. And anytime I have stopped one of my coworkers because I was struggling with something, my favorite one, he looks at me and he says, well, did you put your purse down first? And I don't take that as an insult. I simply put in 10% more effort into doing whatever it is that I was physically doing. And if I still can't do it, then I can go back to the same person and say, buddy, I put my purse down. Are you willing to help me now? Because I still can't do it. But actually, him challenging me like that, 90% of the time, I put my purse down and let me tell you, I had success. And then I had to go back and I had to look at him. And then he said, well, did you put your purse down? Yeah, you're right. Because I was wimping out when I shouldn't have. Put your purse down. Take your heels off. Okay? If you're in male-dominated industries and you come in with this attitude, no man is ever going to take you seriously. I'm actually willing to bet that if you behave this way in a male-dominated industry and you still have a job, you're a diversity hire. You're in there because they needed to have a woman on payroll to get their tax break. Now, I know many women. That's completely fine with them. And if that's fine with you, great. Great. But if I were ever picked for a job because I added diversity to a team, simply because I was female, I wouldn't accept the job. Because it means I'm not the best candidate for the job. When you show up every day to be absolutely excellent at what you do, and you continue to keep your job, there is significant security in that. Because you were the most qualified and the best person for the job all day, every day. Stop behaving like this and thinking that you're a girl boss and you're totally qualified. You're not. You're not. Here's a great example of one. Absolutely great.
You know how those lids are, because this is, well, I'm just going to speak, okay? So this is it. So you know how those lids on those Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color of the lid?
I've been in male-dominated industries since 2015 when I joined the workforce. I went directly into automotive and now I'm in construction. So when I say male-dominated industries, I really mean it. And never once in those meetings would lipstick on the lid of a cup even be half of a thought. If I was wearing lipstick and I'm getting a mark on it, I'm not going to feel self-conscious. You know why? Because I was the best qualified candidate to be in there in that position. So if I'm leaving lipstick marks, who cares? I mean, absolutely, who cares? Because when you are actually qualified to be in the room, a man isn't paying attention to your lipstick mark on a cup. And actually, let me be even more honest. A man doesn't care if you leave a lipstick mark on a cup. Even if you are a brain dead twit, sitting in a room that you never belonged in to begin with anyway, and you only got there because you slept your way to the top, and they wanted a black woman when you're not black. Men don't care about those things because they have bigger fish to fry. They do. Men are actually in these situations to work and make sure that, in her case, the country's functioning. People are being taken care of that they're paid to take care of. And you're worried about a lipstick mark? Guys, who pays her salary? Because I'm not going to lie, every time I get a paycheck stub, I cuss at that whole, federal tax withholding. Because I know part of it's going to her salary. Lord knows she's not qualified for any position, ever. And honestly, if it were up to me, I would boot AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene and any of the other women who go in and make a mockery of our country, having middle school girl fights, worrying about lipstick on cup lids. Really? Really? We need to feed people. We need to lower prices. Hell, we need to lower taxes because they're leeching off of us with their girl boss, #girl boss. I have no words for this. And I see it in podcasts all the time, too. You get these girls in a room And the one that actually made this jump out at me, and the reason I'm doing this podcast in general, A, I've had some of these videos stored up for a while, but B, the thing that got me is I would actually describe myself as an anti-feminist because I actually qualify as one. But I keep seeing these girls get on these podcasts and they're like, oh, no, I'm actually an anti-feminist. But then 15 words later, she's saying, oh no, you totally need to go and you need to work and you need to have this girl boss energy. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can actually go and you can behave yourself in a professional way in a myriad of situations and not sit around and be like, girl boss energy, and be flipping your hair and showing off your nails and ha ha ha. No. You don't have to laugh at things that aren't funny. You don't have to kowtow to people. You can actually just look people straight in the eye and say, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You can stand up for what you believe in. It is not necessary to walk around and have the girl boss energy. The girl boss energy is a cancer and a toxic thing in this country. And we watch people like Taylor Swift who goes out and, oh, I have my cats and girl boss. Okay, what you all don't see behind the scenes, she's pretending. Because to build a business and build a brand like that, she doesn't behave that way in meetings, I guarantee it. The things that aren't seen, that aren't filmed, she doesn't behave like that. I 100% guarantee that she does not behave like that except the times that she's on camera. And significantly more reality checks. Be a female. Be a female in business. Okay? I'm not saying don't do it. But I'm saying stop behaving like this. Say good morning. Shake hands with people. Sit down. Listen to what's going on. Strive to be excellent. Strive to be excellent at whatever it is that you do. If you're a Mary Kay rep, and the beginning of this, I kind of went off about the Mary Kay reps and the Beachbody coaches. By all means, do those things. I think those are exceptionally good things for women to do. The beauty markets, the fitness industries, these are very female-dominated things because we operate very well in those spaces. So please don't take this as me demeaning those things. I've known wonderful, wonderful women in my lifetime who sell Mary Kay, and they help support their families. But helping support your family and walking around with the hashtag girl boss energy and using it to pretend like, oh, I don't need no man because of this, with your manicure and all of this, you need a man. Okay? Reality dictates that you need a man. And I've watched many red pillars, and they get a lot of things right and they get a lot of things wrong. One of the things they get right is when you reach the end of your rope, at some point you have to call a man. Okay, you can have the girl boss energy all day long and overinflated self of confidence and, oh no, I'm a great driver, and then you're wrecking every 5 minutes, but it's always someone else's fault or your car's fault. It couldn't possibly be that you were putting your makeup on while driving down the road. There's a girl between me and where I work an hour away that does that, and I hate her. Because I guarantee you, if she wrecks, it's going to be somebody else's fault. Like, 100% guarantee that girl boss energy is going to take over, and, well, it couldn't possibly have been me, couldn't possibly be that I'm driving down the road, not even looking at the road or paying attention to what's going on because I'm doing my makeup. Nope, 100% it's going to be someone else's fault because hashtag girl boss. No. We can choose to not be those people. We can choose to take responsibility for our actions. If you mess up at work, at home, find a solution. Find someone to help you find a solution. But radical self-accountability is an amazing thing. I have a fantastic husband who, thank the Lord for him, I don't have to have girl boss energy. I don't have to have an overinflated sense of, oh, I can do that. If I say I can do that, I mean it. And if I don't have to because he knows. It's the best thing about being married. But the truth is, if you have a bunch of girl boss energy and this overinflated self-confidence thing, you get yourself into situations that you can't get out of. Or you get yourself into a situation and you think, I don't need no man, and you make it 50 times worse, but somehow it's not your fault, and you still need a man to come save you. I've seen a lot of women pick big fights that they can't get out of, harass angry men, and then need to be rescued. I'm one of those women who, when I reach the end of my rope, there's not a shot in the world I'm calling another woman. I'm calling a man. I'm strong. I'm capable. I've done my own brakes on my vehicle, changed parts out of my vehicle, all of this for a very long time. But when I really need help, when I can't lift something, I don't ever call another woman. Like, that's not even a thought in my mind. I'm calling a man. I'm calling my dad. I'm calling my brother-in-law. Now I have a husband. I don't ever have to call anybody because, well, he's amazing. But when I reach the end of my rope, I have to call a man. Now, I've been in the position where I'm the woman that gets the phone call from the other woman because I'm the strongest person she knows and she doesn't really have a man to call, so she's going to call me, and I don't care to go into those situations. But the truth is, I know my limits. And I know when I reach the end of mine, I'm calling a man. I don't do the girl boss energy thing. I'm sure somebody somewhere that I've worked with is going to find an instance where I have. I've grown up. I've grown up a lot. So if you find somewhere where I was in girl boss energy mode, 9 times out of 10, I'm sure I fell flat on my freaking face and I learned not to be that guy anymore. And I'm just not going to. And we need to start holding ourselves as women to a higher standard. We need to start holding women in workplaces to the same high standard. And absolutely our women in government. Our women in government should be ashamed of themselves. Absolutely ashamed of themselves for using taxpayers' money to have middle school girl fights and complain about lipstick on their coffee cups, instead of doing their job and doing right by the people they're supposed to be serving. I'm not a girl boss, but I'm willing to bet you're single and you still call your dad when you need help. You're married and your husband carries the insurance in the family, or you're divorced and your alimony or child support is still coming from a man. Drop the girl boss energy. Drop it way down. Do those things. Be excellent at those things. But stop letting it give you such an inflated ego. Because it's exhausting to everyone around you. It's exhausting to your children. It's exhausting to other parents who are stuck being around you. It's exhausting to women like me who just have to see you on the internet. or do business with you, or know that you somehow managed to get elected into office to represent people in this nation. Can't take it. And we can't keep doing this. We can't keep operating this way. Because you don't get taken seriously by men, and it's not because of the hashtag patriarchy. It's because you're not a serious person. There's nothing serious about you when you behave in this way. So, I don't take you seriously. Your boss doesn't take you seriously. The other men in the office want to put their faces through a plate glass window, and I don't blame them. I just flat don't blame them. So today, let's all stop dancing in videos, saying we can do things that we absolutely can't, admitting when we're wrong, and having some self-accountability. Because hashtag girl boss. Let's rename it. And let's stop behaving like a bunch of crazy twits. Thanks. Check in for more feminist utopia moments in the future.